what I like especially.
So look, last night as I was on Twitter going to deactivate my page, because yes, I deactivated Twitter. So if you want to follow me, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, all these other different places, but not Twitter. Anywho, one of the last posts that I saw, because I couldn't help but look before I deleted it, right? One of the last posts I saw was this tweet, and it was getting a lot of traction. The tweet was from Halle Bailey. Now, as we know, Halle Bailey is a new mother. Alongside all of the other hyphens that she has, Mama is a new one, right? So she posted this tweet that said, "Hi everyone, just so you know, I'm out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified, and I am extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother and protector and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I'm out of town." So, reading that tweet, you would think that somebody that wasn't in her family, or somebody is completely unrelated to this child, had put that child on a live stream and put it out for millions of people. But as it turns out, the child was put on a live stream by his dad, the guy DDG, and of course I don't know this kid's real name. His name is DDG to me. So, but DDG is daddy to Halle Bailey's son. So, and she posted this on Twitter instead of sending him a text saying, "Hey, why you got the baby on a live stream?" And I feel crazy even talking about this situation because Halle Bailey is 23 years old. She is young. She is brand new to this mama thing. And what a lot of people are going to perceive as mistakes are going to be made. Parenthood is, there's no handbook. It's all trial and error, right? So I'm giving her grace because she's a young mother. But she really got herself really worked up about the fact that the baby was on this live stream with his dad. Now, people, of course, read her the riot act in the comments, many asking, "Why are you coming to us to explain this?" And others saying, "Hey, that's his father." And others agreeing with her that, hey, even if you are the father, you should have called mama and asked if mama was okay with the baby being on the live stream. Now, the baby was on the live stream, I think it was Cenat, and he was just showering the baby with gifts. So in that sense, they only had him on the stream because he was getting gifts from the streamer. Okay, so later on, Halle Bailey evidently deactivated all of her social media accounts. But then she later on reactivated her social medias and she made another statement saying, "As a woman experiencing severe postpartum, there are boundaries that I wish to be respected. Nobody knows what someone is going through until they snap." So, according to her, she's experiencing postpartum depression. Sometimes postpartum depression comes with postpartum anxiety, and you start thinking of all the worst things that can happen to your baby while you're not present. I get it, I got it. People who are parents and you're older and you're not being as judgmental, we can see how she may have been feeling. It still doesn't make me feel any better about the fact that she feels like she's the child's protector. And of course, we all feel like nobody can do it like mama can do it. But that is his father. So, this is not for me to just gossip about their situation. This is for me to pose a question to you. Do you think that a person who has the amount of celebrity that Holly Bailey and her, I guess DDG has a level of celebrity himself, if they are already sharing pictures of the child and taking the child to public events and that sort of thing, is there an expectation amongst parents like that, that anytime that child is put in front of their audience, that the other parent needs to be notified. And then my other question is like, we're just regular ass people, especially people who have split up. So there's a couple who has a baby and now they are split up. They're no longer a couple, but they are co parenting. All right. Is there an expectation that if one parent says, you cannot put my child on social media, you cannot use my child in videos, whatever, if one parent says that, does the other parent have to abide by that? Especially if it wasn't anything binding. There's nothing legal saying that you can't put this child on social media. Especially if the parent that's making this request is putting the child on social media themselves. And why would it be any different for the father to put the child on social media than the mother? That's the question that I have. Why is there such a difference between what happens to the child when they're with the mother versus what happens with the child when they're with the father? Because especially if the child is still being loved and cared for and not being hurt, do you think that she has a point? Some might say yes. There are those who say, she has a point, because you never know what a person is thinking, especially these people who are watching the live streams. You never know what's going through their mind. I can understand if he had the baby on the live stream and the baby wasn't looking right. Baby's hair ain't combed, clothes ain't on. Then I'm gonna be like, well, why the hell would you put my baby on this live stream and you didn't even comb his hair or put some clean clothes on him or something like that? Okay, so I can understand that type of thing. But what it's looking like to me is that she just doesn't trust him. She doesn't trust him to make good, sound decisions with the baby. But the baby seemed to be okay. He's getting gifts. He's he's with his dad. But of course, postpartum depression will play a part in that. But I've heard other people say it. And it goes beyond just social media. I don't want my child around your girlfriend, boyfriend. Why do you think you get a say in that? I don't think that that's fair to the other parent unless you know that the person that they have your child around is a danger. Now, if you don't know and you want to know, the adult thing to do is to meet this person and meet it without all of the cattiness. Now, I don't know if that's even possible. Can you, after a breakup, especially a fresh breakup, I believe they just broke up in October, can you meet a person and say, hey, since you're going to be spending a lot of time around my child, I kind of need to get to know you. And with the connections that a Holly Bailey has, you would think that she could not only get to know this person, but could perform a background check. And I know that sounds crazy and invasive to some people, but these are things that need to be done, especially when you're living your life in the limelight. You need to find out a little bit about them. So I get it. I got it. I believe that she is familiar with Cenat. I don't know how to say these kids' names. Yeah. So forgive me. But I believe that she knows him. So does she think he's a danger to the child? And again, this is not to pick apart what a postpartum woman is going through, because any mother has been there. And you might not have had postpartum depression, but we have all had a bit of separation anxiety in the beginning. The first time that you leave your child, you can't say that we didn't just keep calling to check on the child. Or nowadays you can just say, hey, I want to FaceTime my kid. So I completely understand that. Now she did, to her credit, think about it, sat down and re-centered herself, and then said, hey, I may have overreacted, and may have overreacted. That may is doing some heavy lifting there, unless something has happened to this child while the father has had him in the past. We don't know, but it looks to us, just some people from the outside looking in, it looks to us that he loves his son and that he's going to also be a good protector. Now, just because he's not a good partner for you, for whatever reason, whatever y'all went through, doesn't mean he's not going to be a good father to that child. So that's the questions that was coming to my mind. Like, where is the line drawn? Now, if I, regular ass Tasha, have a child, I don't know how that would happen at 50 something years old, but okay. God forbid I had a child through immaculate conception. Okay, I can't do immaculate conception because then there wouldn't be a father to argue with. But if that father wanted to put the child in pictures and post them on social media, if that father wanted to make content and have the child in their content, if that father met someone new and wanted to have the child around them, how much say should I have in what goes on at his house and vice versa? So, sound off. I don't know. This just got on my mind because it's such a young parent thing to go through. And without being abusive to Halle Bailey or anybody else, we're not going to abuse anybody. We're going to talk about the idea, not the people. We're not dogging these people out. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments about this subject. And also, make sure that you have hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and meet me back here again at the intersection between common sense and pop culture so that maybe we can talk these things through. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.